And today I have with me my great friend, Cheryl Thacker of the successfulcoaches.com. And she'll correct me if I'm wrong. She has so many names running around. She's got so many things happening in her life that I can't keep track of them all. But today we're going to toot her horn, and we're going to talk a lot about how she manages her life and her business in this world of coaching. It's so crazy, but she's got so much going on, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But for right now, I just want to take the time and introduce you to my friend, Coach Cheryl. How you doing?
Thank you, Kim. I'm good. How are you doing?
You know how it is, girl. Busy, busy, busy.
Yep.
Trying to keep things going.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. So now let me just run down some things. Okay. You have a Facebook group called Master Your Coaching Biz business. Yes. Mm-hmm. And from what I know, on Fridays, you have open office hours with them at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Eastern. Everything's Eastern. Because you're calling from where?
I'm in Cary right now, North Carolina. I switch between here and Delaware.
Oh, okay. So you're right around the corner from me.
Yes.
But your Facebook business page is Successful Coaches, yes?
Yes. The business page is Successful Coaches and the group is Master Your Coaching Biz.
And on your Facebook business page, you have Lunch and Learns on Thursdays at noon, yes?
Yes.
See, that's what I mean. She is so busy and she's everywhere. And then you have this amazing mastermind starting in March, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So let's talk a little bit about who's your target audience that you serve.
I serve coaches, and typically between training and about 5 years is kind of my sweet spot. I've had people a little bit longer, but I find that that's where I can deliver the most value and where I attract the most.
Okay. And so if you're thinking back to your journey down this road of entrepreneurship and into coaching, what was it that, put that stake in the ground or the line in the sand that said, that's it. I'm no longer going to work for someone else. I'm going to do my own thing. What caused you to get there?
Well, about 16 years ago, give or take a year, I actually had a nervous breakdown. I was working about 70 to 75 hours a week. I was raising my 3 boys, young boys, and, taking care of the house and, doing charity work and volunteering and, just doing a ton of things. And trying to do it all perfectly and all on my own. And God wasn't having any of it. And he just said, you know what, Cheryl, you're done. And he kind of just took me down and that was it. And, it took me about it was bad. I was in and out of the hospital. I couldn't leave the house. Just to give some perspective, I couldn't take a shower by myself. Somebody had to be in my room with me. Like I just totally down. And I didn't know, who knows why those things happen, right? So nobody could figure it out for sure. And what we kind of came up with was that I just ran myself down to the ground and I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to do everything myself. I didn't reach out for help. I didn't, I just thought that I'd be a failure if I couldn't do all this and do it perfectly. And also, do the other side of helping others, besides just my own family. So it took me about 2 years before I could even really function well. And I realized I could not ever go back to that kind of environment. The thing is when you, part of the problems are when you work for someone else, they don't care too much about your health, right? They don't care what's going on with you. And it was pretty evident at one point, I was told that something was going on and that I was just not okay. Yeah. And it didn't matter. They just kept pulling more and more out of me. And, and not that I wasn't a willing participant, but who knows what you're doing at that point. So I decided I would never, ever, ever, ever go back to working for someone else in that capacity again. And so I started looking around for what I could do. And I just kind of leaned on some of my experiences in my career. I had a long career, 26 years. And just started to do some things from home. I did some like taxes, and I did some graphic design and things along those lines. And then I found Recovery Nation, which is my not-for-profit, and basically they needed help on the website. So I started that. That's how I started helping them there. And then I just got more and more involved, and there's a coaching component to Recovery Nation. And the owner actually passed away pretty suddenly, and so his family asked me to take it over.
Wow. Wow.
And then once I took it over, I was like, now I have to become a coach, right? So I had to become certified so I could continue his work. So I became certified. And then once I became certified, I was like, well, this is what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
And so coaching since then it's my life, it's my joy. And it's what I want to help other people do well and be successful at as well.
So you learned that failing to reach out to others caused you to fail in ways you probably never, ever imagined.
Yeah, never imagined. And yes, absolutely. By not first of all, standing up for myself when I kind of should have been aware that I was doing too much, but just because I wasn't aware of that I had to take care of myself, right? I wasn't healthy emotionally, mentally, physically. I wasn't healthy in any way. And yeah, I realized that from failing at that, that I should have reached out, that I should have spoke up more, that I should have taken care of myself first. Mm-hmm. Because you can't take care of others unless you take care of yourself first. You can't help others significantly until you help yourself.
And as women, we don't normally do that, do we?
No.
We normally take care of everyone else, and what's left over is for us. And sad to say, sometimes there's nothing left over for us, and we just keep on going.
Yep.
Until the day when, yeah.
Until you can't anymore.
Yeah. But and one of the things that, I always, when I would fly, I don't fly anymore. And they would do the whole, bring the oxygen mask from the drop down, and then they say, do yours first. It just makes sense. They said, if you don't have enough oxygen for yourself, you can't help anybody else.
Absolutely.
So if we don't take care of ourselves as women, because women, we overlook ourselves a lot. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't be there for our family. But also in our business, like you said, if we don't take care of our business first, what our business needs, how are we going to be great coaches for somebody else? So when you think about self-care for your business, what is one of the self-care things that we overlook in our business?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, but first and foremost is that we don't ask for help. We try to do everything ourselves, and we feel like if we have to ask for help, then we're not good coaches, or we're not good entrepreneurs, or whatever the case is, and so we feel like we're failures by asking for help. And I absolutely think it's the opposite. I think that we become failures when we don't ask for help, or not that we become failures, but we fail in certain areas when we don't ask for help. I think that's the first step there, is to reach out.
And I don't know where people are learning or feeling or getting the idea that if you're going to be an entrepreneur, that you have to do this by yourself. Right. We're not designed to know the things around systems or around managing business finances or the legal ramifications. We know how to do the work.
Yeah.
And Michael Gerber's book, E-Myth Revisited, was such an eye-opener for me to say. He says, you may know how to do the work, but you may not be the best person to run the business. And if that's you, then you need to go get some help, right? Yeah. He said, you can make the donuts, but if you don't know how to sell a donut, then you better go find somebody who does, And I had me rolling.
That's absolutely correct. I agree with that 100%. It's bad enough that we have to do it all in the beginning, you know, like we feel like there's a ton to do in a business. And I know that, you know, just as much as the next person that has their own business, but there comes a time when you have to start reaching out. And in the beginning, it might be free help. And you know, later on, you have to start investing in yourself by paying somebody else to help you. That's investing in yourself, in your health, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and in your business health. Mm-hmm. You invest in yourself. And I think, again, we shy away from that. We say, oh, you know, well, we're not making enough money. We can't justify that. But we can justify it because we are worth it, number one. We need it, number two. And number three, we can't help anybody else unless, you know, we're helping ourselves and we're being successful in our own right.
And, you know, you can't charge, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then you can't look for clients who are willing to invest in themselves. That's what I think. So if you don't want a coach, then if you don't want to invest in a coach, then know that your clients may not feel that they want to invest in you.
Yeah.
And when you invest in yourself, it causes you to show up differently. Mm-hmm. And people then want to invest in you because you show up as this confident, put together individual. But when you don't have that confidence, then people don't feel confident to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also a community piece to it, right? I mean, as entrepreneurs, we kind of feel like, you know, we have to do everything solo because we're solopreneurs or we're entrepreneurs, and that means that you're doing everything by yourself. But there's absolutely opportunities out there to be part of a community. And in that community, we make each other better. We make ourselves better. And I firmly believe that as well. I think that's maybe the second top thing that's wrong is that people feel like, well, you know, I'm in my office every day. I have to do everything here by myself. I can't have the community that people get when they go out to a job place. But the bottom line is we can. There's ample opportunities for us to build community, to build each other up, support each other, and help each other grow. I think that's, you know, 50% of being an entrepreneur.
Yes. Now I have one of the things that I know as an introvert is I'm cool being here by myself. I'm good. See, but It doesn't help my business grow, and my business won't grow unless I'm reaching out and making connections with other people.
Right.
So I know that if otherwise I can go back to a job and be an introvert on the job. But if I want to be successful in my business, I'm going to have to step out of that comfort zone and make connections with some really great people. And sometimes you make wrong choices, and that's okay because it's a learning curve. You're not going to get it right every time. But as you move and grow, you learn, I need to be around these kind of people. I like this kind of environment, and let me go find them.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're all different, right? We have different personalities. You're an introvert. I'm more of an extrovert. But we get along, right? We have common goals and we like each other, and you find connections. You don't have to be exactly alike, but you find who you want to be around. You find the personalities and the types of people that you want to be around, and then you make it happen.
Now, do you think that flows over into the marketing or the demographic for my business?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You definitely have to, like for instance, when I market generally, my marketing will be attracted to extroverts more so than introverts. But there's a part of me that says, you know what, I want those people that are quiet in the back, you know? And so I will do specific reach outs to those individuals. And so, but when your personality shows in your marketing for the most part, and that's going to attract those that are meant to work with you, those that are meant to build community with you, those that are meant to hang out.
Definitely. And you know, you bring up a good point about your personality and your voice. So the voice that you want other people to hear in your business, it's yours. Nobody else can do that for you.
Yeah.
Nobody else can write your voice. It's kind of, you got to have an idea of what you want it to sound like, because if you try to sound like someone else, it's not going to flow. It's not going to mesh with your audience. They're going to say, that doesn't even sound like her.
Right. You won't attract the people that you're meant to work with and that you're meant to be a part of.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that I know you work on with your folks is all around that voice and what is that message and who is it that you want to be when you show up?
Yeah.
And so what is the one thing that you say, man, if they could just get this right, and this is one of the most important things for their business, what would it be?
As far as messaging goes, I think that it's just being yourself and being authentic and intentional in what you do and say. I think that we have to always be mindful of how we are carrying ourselves and how we are putting our voice out there and putting our words, our message out there. That the more authentic we are, the more we're true to ourselves, not only the more successful we'll be, because we are going to attract those people that are meant to work with us, but it keeps us in integrity. And I think that, just to give an example, there's people that will go out there and they'll use a voice that's not theirs, or they'll use words that aren't theirs. And, they hear crickets. There's nothing going on. There's no interaction. And I think it's because they're trying to be someone they're not, or trying to portray themselves as something they're not. So I think just being ourselves, reaching out when we need to, is very important to being successful in that way.
And I think that they need to, you need to reach out to get someone to help you find your voice.
Yeah.
Because when you say be yourself, and then they go, yeah, girl, well, I'm being myself, but no, not that self.
Oh my God.
But the professional self, let me help you with that.
Yeah. So, also knowing what is appropriate, what's not appropriate. I mean, we make up our own rules a lot of the times, and it works for our favor sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. So if you have a separate, an outside look, an outside view, it can give you a lot more perspective as well than just relying on yourself.
Absolutely. So now I want you to tell us about your mastermind, your new baby that you're getting ready to birth in March.
Yeah, I am so excited about this. It is, I don't have a good name for it. So it's called Successful Coaches Mastermind and Group Mentoring. And so it's an actual combination of a mastermind group and some mentor training involved. But we are 10 is the limit. So between 8 and 10 people that we're coming together and saying, okay, this is a group where we are going to communicate, we're going to build community, we're going to support each other, we're going to help each other, we're going to provide resources. We are going to be, we are a dynamic group of coaches and entrepreneurs that are coming together to build something special between us and to help each other to grow in our business and in our personal life. So I'm really excited about this. It's a little bit different than I've had a mastermind before, and this one's a little bit different. It's more along the lines of a true mastermind, helping to set goals, to work through obstacles, to help build an accountability, to, again, just to build that community and be successful and supportive and learn as well from each other, because we can learn so much from each other if we just give ourselves the opportunity.
So where can they go to learn more about this and see if, because they have to meet with you, talk with you before they can push the buy button, yes?
Yes. We need to make sure that we're a good match, and that this is the right place for you. And so right now my website is being revamped. So basically, you can email me at info@successfulcoaches.com. You can message me on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, doesn't matter. Any of the social media outlets to get a hold of me. And, or again, just email me at info@successfulcoaches.com.
So we're going to put that URL below the box here. And I'll also put your Facebook page on there and your Facebook group, link to your Facebook group.
Awesome. And I do have a, I do have a link that I'll add as well to the cart, which has the description to the group. So I can do that as well.
Okay, wonderful. So any final words, Coach Cheryl, for those who are new entrepreneurs, whether they're coaches or any of us who are solopreneurs, final words you'd love to share?
Just that I wish everyone success in their dreams, and that I really want to see you take care of yourself, get the information you need, get the help you need, take care of yourself as far as self-care routines, and making sure that you're doing what you need to do for you first so that you can help others.
That's perfect. Well, girl, thank you so much for being here with us, and we look forward to talking with you again.
Thank you so much for having me.